The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing with it. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's going on, everybody, on this Monday morning? How is everybody doing? Let's get up. Let's get after it. Let's do our thing. Let's get into these markets. Let's see what this week is going to bring to us. As we go ahead and step into this new week of trading, go ahead and look at some news. Go ahead and look at what's going on in these markets. Go ahead and look and see what our money is doing and how it is growing for us if we're just doing the right things at the right times. And I gotta love it. I'm pumped about where these markets are. Some people are running for the hills. I'm pumped. I find it funny though. We'll get into some of this stuff here in a minute, but I find it funny that when I turn around and I look at some of these videos, some of these influencers talking, some would call us, I guess you call it influencers or whatever, about the bull market being over, altcoin season being over, all that stuff. I find that kind of funny. We haven't even started altcoin season yet, right? We haven't even started altcoin season yet. We're still in Bitcoin season, and people are already saying, "Oh, it's the top, it's over," all this and that. Like, come on, man! Like that doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any logical. It doesn't even make any logical sense, right? And so be careful. Be careful when you hear that stuff about the bull run's over, all this and that. Like, come on, man. I mean, this money hasn't even started to flow into the market yet, right? We still have inflation at an all-time high. People struggling to live. I mean, what type of money do you think is really going to be flowing into these markets from a individual standpoint, right? A lot of this stuff is institutional type of money that's in the market. So, we'll get into a little bit of that, but just be careful when you start to hear people say things like the bull run's over, altcoins have hit its top, all this and that. Like, this is just straight market manipulation that's going on right now, and something that we have to deal with. But I'm absolutely loving where the markets are right now. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I think we're in a good spot. I think we're in a definitely good spot. Yeah, the people want to see this thing moon and go to the top and blow the doors off right away. Yeah, of course they do. But I think we have to go through what we're going through right now to get to that top. So good morning, happy Monday to y'all. What's up to Junior? What's up, man? What's up, dog? What's up, Selmo? Yo, Selmo. Birds, baby, the birds. We flying, baby. We flying. Let's go. Yo, that was a whooping last night. That was a whooping. Heat. Good morning, dog. Good morning. What's going on, Heat? How are you, brother? Crypto Confident. Good morning to you, brother. How are you? Yo, them birds, man. The birds put that whooping on yesterday, man. Fly, Eagles, fly. Come on, Selmo. You know what I'm talking about. You know what it is. Yo, they slept on my boy Jalen Hurts, man. They slept on him. Talked about him, man. Yo, the only thing he did was show up and show out. Come on now. Come on. Let's go. Them birds, baby. Them birds. Go ahead and get into this market, though. Selmo, you know what's up. You know what I'm talking about. So the Asian markets, they didn't trade well last night. They just didn't trade well at all last night. Yeah, crypto comedy. Yeah, the Eagles, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. That was pure domination, man. Domination. Uh, you're a Colts fan? You're a Colts fan? Crypto confident? Y'all got bright future, man. Bright future coming your way, I think. Fly Eagles fly. That's right, Selma. Fly Eagles fly. That was a whooping, man. That was that was straight domination. You know what I mean? That was straight domination. But that defense, the Eagles last night, man, it was all over Mahomes, man. It was all over dude, man. Like it. Oh man. Up to the sky, yeah, they flying, man. They try to sleep on my boy Jalen though. Everybody want to talk about him. Oh, he needs to do this or he needs to do that. No, man, he needs to do exactly what he did. They tested his arm last night. Take away Saquon, and they tested his arm like the young boy couldn't throw it. He was slinging that rock last night. But European markets woke up this morning, and they are absolutely smoking it this morning, guys. European markets are doing absolutely well. Must be Ken over there dumping money in there. Yeah, Junior. They're gonna lose their offensive coordinator. I guess he's just gonna stay right there in New Orleans, take that job and do their thing, man. But that's what happens, when you're winning. You lose your OCs, you lose your DCs. I mean, look at Detroit, right? I mean, Detroit lost both coordinators to head coaching jobs after the season they had. It happens, right? People want good coaches. Good coaches aren't winning teams. So it happens. It happens. Who that? Yeah, but the European markets woke up pretty good this morning, man. Man, Ken must be taking all his crypto profits and throwing them over there. Pre-markets here in the United States look really good too. They look really good. They look really strong. They look like they're going to have a good day. Pay attention to this though. New tariffs coming out. So new tariff talk coming out, right? So pay attention to that. We'll see how that affects the markets moving forward. I think people are starting to settle into the fact that when we hear about these tariffs, when we hear about these things that could be happening, that the could be is the key, right? That's the key to the whole conversation. This starts the negotiations. This starts the talk. This starts the process, right? So eventually these markets will quit overreacting to every piece of news that comes out. And I think that's kind of what you're hearing today, what you're seeing today right now in the pre-markets, is people just aren't overreacting to the news that's coming out. People aren't overreacting to what's going on. They're looking at putting some tariffs on steel and things like that. Maybe a good thing, may not be a good thing. Got to wait and see how this thing plays itself out. But a lot of these things are negotiating tools first. And we'll see where they shake out. But I think the market kind of got spooked the first time that all of this talk happened, and now the markets are kind of just taking a step back and going, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Seiko Hunt's in the building. What's up, man? Yeah, she's the greatest coach ever. Yeah, she coached the Dems to a loss, man. Yeah, she's the greatest coach ever, man. She coached the Dems to a whooping on election day. But we'll see what happens with these markets, right? Nvidia did well. It closed, right? Let's check it out. 129. It definitely again, Nvidia got spooked by DeepSeek. Everybody went crazy. I kept trying to tell you guys here on this channel, don't blink. Don't blink because a lot of this stuff could be smoke and mirrors, and we found out that a lot of this stuff was kind of smoke and mirrors. Still need chips, still need everything to run AI, and NVIDIA is the leader in that. Looked like it closed yesterday. Looked like it closed Friday at 129.84. Going to open at 129.46 right now, and not a big difference. So this thing's holding on. Got a little spook, man. If you bought the dip, you were good. If you bought the dip, you're good because we, I told you guys, I said, yo, this thing's gonna rebound. This thing's gonna be all right, man. Don't believe the hype, and don't jump on every bandwagon that's out there either, right? So Nvidia is doing good. All the Mag 7s are doing really good. You know what I mean? You have you got all the Mac, you got all the top ones that are doing just fine. Meta's doing fine, Google's doing fine, Nvidia's doing fine, Tesla's doing fine. Everybody is doing really good in this market right now. Hey, what's up, Ken? What's up, Ken? We just talking about you over here pumping up the European markets, man. Over there trading in the green, Ken dropping all that crypto money into the market, baby. But y'all doing this thing. But yeah, all the big tech stocks are trading pretty well. The whole market is trading pretty well, man. So we're looking pretty good. We are looking absolutely good this morning, guys. From a 1,000-foot perspective of markets, we're actually looking decent, and I won't get into that here in a minute. We got the Bitcoin and Ethereum inflows. Look at Ethereum coming in at a whopping $8. So that means there's a lot of buying, a lot of selling going out there, and over there in the Ethereum ETFs. They're sitting on an $8 profit right now. Well, I should say $8 positive inflow right now. But look at Bitcoin, 171.3 million. You see the rotation, right? Last week the rotation was into the Ethereum ETFs. All these big boys, they went and bought up a lot of these ETFs over here for Ethereum. Now you start to see the rotation coming back to Bitcoin. This rotation is going to continue, right? And pretty soon you're going to have an XRP ETF sitting up here, and that rotation is just going to continue to flow through all of these ETFs, right? They're going to buy the dips up when it comes to the ETFs. They're going to buy the dips up, and then when things are starting to move a little bit, they're going to go ahead and pull back, right? They're going to pull back. That's what, and that's what's going on. Same, Bitcoin's down a little bit. It's been down a little bit. It's been trading sideways, to tell you the truth, and we'll talk about that. And Ethereum, same thing. So they got what they needed to get out of this market, and now they're just kind of backing off a little bit. Not a big deal at all. You look at who's buying the Bitcoin Ethereum ETF right now, though. Arkham is the number one right now, number one buyer right now, followed by Fidelity. Fidelity looks like they are absolutely coming back in strong. Arkham finally moved up front there. Got BlackRock coming in at third, but remember, BlackRock was sitting on the top of both Ethereum and Bitcoin all of last week, so they were absolutely buying the hell out of it last week when it was at a lower point, right? So it definitely they got enough. And you got BlackRock leading the way in the Ethereum ETF buys right now. So definitely looking good as far as the ETF game goes. We'll see. You'd like to see a little bit more Ethereum volume over there, but we'll get into Ethereum here in a second. And what's kind of spooking people with Ethereum. It's one of these things where, we've been talking about it here for a while, as far as Ethereum and where Ethereum can go. And, the rest of the market's starting to talk about it a little bit as well. So we'll see. We'll see what's up with it, man. This thing. DeFi Llama needs to update its servers or something. But want to show you guys what's going on over here at the total 3, right? When we look at the total 3 market cap, this is minus Bitcoin, minus Ethereum. Something interesting is going on right now. Something you guys got to pay attention to is look at where we're at with this total 3, right? We're sitting at $881.3 billion right now. We know that this thing, in order for altcoins to move, this thing's got to be at 1.01 trillion is when they really start to move. But what you see is a sideways action right here for about 3 days in a row, right? So you got to question, like, has all of the altcoins reached the bottom point to now where they're going to start running up, right? Because you're into like you could technically call it 4 days. I call it 3 days of just straight sideways movement, right? So maybe all of the altcoins have found their bottoms, right? Which makes sense because we've been in a definite downturn for about a week now. You can see this, right? This is definitely in a downtrend for all of altcoins. But look at this thing start to trade sideways. So that's an indication that you may have found the bottom, right? You may have found the spot where now you're starting to make this move to the upside. Now you're starting to gain a little bit of a little bit of confidence in the market where things are going, right? And we come over here and we look at Bitcoin, and I want to start here because I think we got to put things in context of where we're at, right? You start to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has traded sideways for them same 3 days, right? Them same 3 days, Bitcoin has traded sideways right here, right? And Bitcoin right now, in order for an altcoin season to happen, right? In order for an altcoin season to happen, in order for an altcoin season to really rally, you can't be sitting on 60.7% of Bitcoin dominance, right? You just, them two don't make sense. They don't match. You can't have this much dominance in Bitcoin and start an altcoin rally. So you see the total three. We looked at it start to go sideways. Now you see Bitcoin start to go sideways. Is Bitcoin going to start to lose some of this dominance right here, right now? And are you going to start to see the total three start to move up? Are you going to see the total three start to move up and your altcoins start to run? The situation that we're in right now, right? That's what we have to look at. Total three saying that we're trading sideways. Bitcoin's been literally trading sideways for the same amount of time. So what's going to happen here, right? What's going to happen? Does Bitcoin continue to run its dominance up, basically prolonging the bull run? Because the more and more that this dominance grows, the less and less money there is to go around. So, this is the key. This is the key to where we are right now. You start to see some of the altcoins start to come up a little bit, which ultimately tells you this could be happening. You could see Bitcoin start to lose some steam. You can see Bitcoin just start to lose some steam. You can start to see some of this money start to flow back into some of these altcoins, and this market start to go. You look at the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index right now, sitting at 35. You're definitely in fear, and we buy this fear, right? This is what we do. We buy right into this fear, which is the way you make your money, is you buy into this fear and you ride it up into greed, and then you dump at greed, and then you buy this fear again. But we got total market cap sitting at 3.19 trillion. It's definitely down. Definitely down from where we were, but starting to make a little bit of a recovery this morning. So 3.19 trillion, not too bad. But you know what's been holding on through this market? Something I've been watching all weekend long. What's holding on is real world assets. Ondo and OM are really two projects that are really backed by some big money. They're backed by, basically backed by everybody you need to be backed by. These two projects, and they're real world tokenized assets, and they took a little bit of a hit, but nowhere near the hit that the rest of these guys took. So real world tokenized assets are a major thing right now. They're what's moving. They're what's, I think, going to move, one of the movers of this bull run, and Ondo and OM are probably going to lead the way on that. I'm a bigger believer in Ondo than I am in OM. I like OM. I think OM is going to have a major run in this market, but I'm invested in Ondo as well. So more invested in Ondo than I am in OM. But I do think if you look at just the data, from a data perspective, them two have actually been hanging on pretty damn well, and it's all about real world tokenized assets. So them guys are really doing their thing over there. and it lets you kind of know where things are moving as well. So also the projects that are based in the United States that have a possibility of being tax free, they didn't take as big of a hit either. When you look at XRP, yeah, it's sitting at $2.42 right now, up on the hour, down on the day, but it didn't take that. It didn't take that 50% pullback that a lot of these guys took either. Solana back up above 200, definitely a good price there. BNB, remember BNB was down. It was down about 550, back up to $600. So you're starting to see some of these altcoins move, and that's what makes you think some of this Bitcoin dominance may be coming away. We may be starting to see a little bit of an uptick in this altcoin market. Tron's 23 cents, starting to, it's going to hold there. Chainlink, 1871. See, so now Chainlink was one of the ones that took a big pullback, during this market downturn, right? It took a big pullback. So, it is what it is. Same with Avalanche, $25 right now. Again, you guys know I like Avalanche from a gaming perspective. Sway, when you look at it, $3.23. If you bought the dip on Sway, you were good. If you bought the dip on Sway, you were looking at at $2 Sway over the weekend. If you bought the dip and woke up this morning, you got to be feeling good about your DCA. Sitting at $3.23 right now. Got to be feeling good about that. XRP at its current price still undervalued. I think so too. I think XRP, XLM, and XDC at their current value, and HBAR at their current value are completely undervalued. Them projects right there are completely undervalued right now. HBAR being, I think, one of the biggest undervalued cryptos out there. But I do think XLM, XRP, XDC, HBAR, all extremely undervalued. Sway, I think, is undervalued as well, sitting here at $3.23. I think Sway is undervalued as well. And when you look at this, and people ask the question, which blockchains can bust up into the top 5 during the bull run? Which ones can bust up into the top 5? Top 10, top 5. Sway is one of them. Sway is definitely one of them blockchains that I think at the end of the bull run will be in the top 10. It's at 13 right now. It's only a 3 token move there to get into the top 10. But the key is holding it, right? And I think at the end, Sway is going to hold the top 10 spot. I think Chainlink will hold the top 10 spot. I think them two right there will firmly be inside the top 10 and be holding a spot at the end of the bull run. I think both of them will hold a spot up there. I think there's going to be a lot of movement in this top 10 during this bull run. There's going to be a lot of jockeying, a lot of movement. I do think, obviously nobody's going to suppress Bitcoin. Ethereum will sit in the top 10, but Ethereum's got an issue. And one of the issues is right here. There's Ethereum. They need to upgrade, and they need to upgrade bad. And Ethereum's Pectra upgrade, could serve as a catalyst. But people are warm. The reason that people are warm to this upgrade, you read down through this article, and one of the reasons people are warm, and I agree with them, and we've been talking about it here for a long time, is that I think this upgrade's too late. I think it's going to come after. By the time they get this upgrade out, running, and fully implemented, you're already going to be into the bull. You're already going to be into the height of the bull run, or you're going to be coming down from the bull run, one or the other, because this thing's months and months away, right? So yeah, everybody's a little lukewarm on this upgrade because they waited too long. So it's not that they're lukewarm. I disagree with people being lukewarm. I think people are smart. I think people are smart enough to see that this isn't going to have an effect on Ethereum immediately. and it's not going to have an effect on Ethereum, during the height of the bull run either. So I don't think people are lukewarm. I think they're just smarter than what they were during the last bull run. So so Ethereum itself, it may sit out, it may sit out for a little bit. And it's okay. It's going to lose some, it may lose some of its dominance. It may fall down here a little bit. And it may even give up its number 2 spot. We're going to see. We're going to see. There's a possibility that Ethereum can give up its number 2 spot. It's that's not a far fetch. That's not a far. When you look at it, it's not that far away, right? XRP is not that far away from Ethereum. XRP definitely could come up here and take this number 2 spot, especially given the fact that Ethereum, is a little behind on their upgrades. They're a little behind on their price action, all that stuff. XRP could make that move. It could. When people first started to talk about XRP making that move above Ethereum, I was like, oh no, I don't think so. I don't think that could happen. Ethereum's going to move with the market. So XRP, yes, it'll move up in market cap, but Ethereum's going to move up with the market as well. And I was thinking about it from that perspective. But looking at what Ethereum has done and where they are and the kind of basically crap storm that they put themselves in, this could happen. This very well could happen at the height of the bull run. You definitely could see this thing flipping in. And this is what I mean by you're going to see a lot of jockeying around here in the top 10 as far as blockchains go, and as far as who's in the top 10. When this is all said and done, you're gonna see a lot of this movement, all right? Cardano's holding on to the 70-cent level. Cardano kind of undervalued as well too. If they can pull, they've got to release that whole blockchain. They got to open that bad boy up, right? They got to open that bad boy up and let it go. Kind of like the Eagles opened that offense and defense up last night. Let that shit hang out there. Cardano's got to open that bad boy up, let it go. HBAR sitting here at 23 cents right now. I think that this thing is extremely undervalued. When you look at it, they're part of the real world assets too. But when you look at what they're actually doing, one, they're a United States-based cryptocurrency, which means that they could be in that tax-free. They could be in that tax-free bracket right there if they could pull that off. But two, when you start to look at the partnerships that they actually have, when you look at the partnerships that they've actually locked in, not that they're talking about locking in, but they've actually locked in, and you start to look at the amount of money it costs to move across the hash graph, and the fact that they're in with a lot of different governments right now, HBAR is extremely undervalued project right now. And this thing, it's 23 cents. Its all-time high was right around 50 cents. So it's about half off right now from its all-time high, right? So if you were to buy it now, just for it to get to its all-time high, you're looking at a 2x, right? So HBAR's could have a 2x in it just to get to its all-time high, not to mention where it goes after that. So I think HBAR right now is extremely, extremely undervalued. But again, these altcoins to me are definitely at a bargain. They're at a bargain. And this is kind of what I was talking about right here. When you look at OM, when you look at Mantra, it's down on the hour, but when you look at it, 4.2% for the day, and it was up 15% for the week, right? When you look at the week that a lot of these other cryptocurrencies have had, they actually had a terrible week. And you look at OM, which is one of these real world tokenized assets that has a lot of partnerships and a lot of backing to it. It didn't take that big of a hit as everybody else. And you can see the same with Ondo as well. You can see the same as Ondo. It's up 7% for the week. You see that, yeah, it pulled back with the rest of the market, but it didn't pull back as far as the rest of the market. Well, when you look at Ondo and you look at, its BlackRock affiliation, it coming over to the Ledger and a number of other blockchains, you look at Ondo, Hondo's one of these ones that when you look at it, just because of what it does and where it's going, a lot of people were buying that dip and they were buying it up pretty heavy, sitting at $1.33 right now. So, you got to know, follow the money and know where the money's going. Pepe sitting at 5 zeros, 9.5. Boy, Pepe's had a up and down run, man. What a up and down run Pepe's had. And we talked about Pepe coming over here and pulling this chart. We'll look at Pepe. I think Pepe right now is still a steal for people. We talked about Pepe on Friday, and we talked about it, this big liquidity gap sitting right here that it was going to have to fight through, and it really couldn't fight through it. We talked about Pepe possibly coming back down to grab this support that it had right here, and that's exactly what it did. When you look at this where it is right now, it's literally sitting in this support zone that it built right here. We talked about it on Friday. Told you guys that this was a possibility that Pepe could come down here and grab some of the support before it actually made its move to the upside, right? And that's exactly what it did. And once it got down to them support levels there, where the liquidity was, you've seen for the past 2 days, it's put up very, very small green candles, but it's put up green candles, which means it's kind of hanging on here, right? And that's what you want to see. You want to see a project come back down to its prior support in a time like this. Unfortunately, Pepe had this big liquidity gap, right? But you want to see this, and Pepe's doing exactly what we thought it was going to do. It was going to come down here, it was going to sit on this liquidity level, and then it was going to make its move to the upside. So if you're buying a dip and you bought this dip all the way down and you knew that there was a liquidity gap sitting here and you just kind of DCA'd your way down all the way through here, you should be sitting pretty good right now, because now this thing looks like it's getting ready to go. Since it's sitting on that big liquidity level right here, right? This zone right here, now it's sitting up pretty good. Now what you want to see with Pepe is you want to see it start to make the move to the upside, start to build new floors, start to build new support levels, and start to continually step its way up. It tried here, right? So because it tried right here, you could theoretically, you may be able to say that its next move up is sitting right here. It's sitting right here, trading here at 1.4. 4.014 for a little while before it starts to make its next move to the upside. So it tried to build a floor here, it just could not hang on. So you can say, like, this is the next move that it has to make in order for it to break through really, really to the upside. But it definitely could break from where it is right now, at 5.095, coming all the way up to 4.014, and start to build that floor right there. So Pepe's doing exactly what we said it was going to do on Friday. No surprise. That's not surprising me at all. That's right, Ken. Thank you, brother. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there. Right there, Selmo. Pepe's in slingshot territory. It definitely is in slingshot territory, and I think it's going to really, 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 really sling to the upside here. But look for that 1.4. Look for that 1.4 incoming, and But we talked about this. We talked about Pepe coming down here, and it's exactly what it did. This is dangerous. A lot of people look at these charts and they're like, "Oh my God, look at that Pepe run! Look at that Pepe run! This is dangerous." When you see this on a chart, right? A straight moonshot like that, you have to look at that as possibly being a negative. As possibly being a negative for a project. And when you went into a down market, kind of like we were in, this became a negative. This liquidity gap became a definite negative. But yeah, Pepe's definitely. Can I agree? Pepe's definitely in slingshot mode right now, right? And like I said, it wanted to do something right. It wanted to do something right here at this 1.4 level. It really wanted to do something. It just couldn't hold it. It just couldn't hang on. So look for it to retest that level right there. I think is going to be key. I think that's where Pepe's headed next, right there. Is 4014. I think that's where it's headed next. So it definitely tried to get there, right? It definitely tried to get there. Um, but when we look at the bubbles on the day, look at Hex, man, up 22.9% on the day. There, you look at the whole Hex ecosystem, and we talked about this Hex ecosystem, Hex, Pulse, PulseX, P Hex, all of that. You look at PulseX sitting right there, up another 4.5%. And we've touched on this from time to time, and I kept saying to you guys that this system, this ecosystem, was beat down around 90% of its from its all-time high. Sometimes you have to buy a 90% dip, and just hope for the best, because there's nowhere else for it to go but up, right? But look at Hex, man. Hex is absolutely doing this thing this morning. It's absolutely killing it. PulseX is up another 4.5% this morning. This ecosystem is really starting to take off. They have a conference coming up, I think is what the catalyst here is, because Hex was up last week as well. I think they have a conference coming up. I think we're going to see what's going to happen in that conference. We may get a Richard Hart sighting. Maybe he'll start twerking on video or something. The conference is here in the United States, so I don't think that he'll be showing up, or they'll be probably coming to get him. But that may not be the case either, because what just happened here in the United States, if you guys were paying attention, a lot of the cryptocurrency lawyers that were assigned for these cryptocurrency cases have been reassigned, right? The majority of them have been reassigned to different duties, which means now they're not going to be prosecuting these cryptocurrency cases like XRP, like Hex, like Coinbase, like things like that. So because they've been reassigned, does the Hex case go away? The XRP case, I believe, is more at its finish line than it is anywhere else. I think we're going to get some resolution to that here pretty soon, and that thing's going to go away. And it's going to be a real big catalyst for XRP. The same way that excuse me, the same way that I think that this Richard Hart Hex case will go away, because of a lot of these lawyers being reassigned. And I just don't think that they're going to prosecute it. So I think it's going to go away. I think you're going to see this Hex ecosystem take off again. And I think, this thing is a real competitor if its ecosystem is up and running and doing what Richard Hart said that it was going to do with PulseX and Pulse Chain and things like that. When you look at it, if they can get that thing up and running and up and moving, and make no doubt he has the money to do it, that this thing could be a real competitor to basically to Ethereum. Watch out for the Hex ecosystem. That's what I'm telling you guys now, is that things are starting to turn around for Hex. That ecosystem is starting to turn around, and also it's only going to take for Richard Hart to make for this case to go away against Richard Hart, and you're going to see some things over there that are probably going to blow your mind. And the whole key is this thing is still beat down. This thing is still, the price of this thing, even though was up last week and up this week at, as far as Hex goes, it's up to $1.08 right now, getting ready to trying to get to 2 cents. It wasn't too long ago that this thing was sitting at 10 cents. You know what I mean? This thing was sitting at 10 cents. So when you look at this thing for what it is, it's still, you're still at 10x away from where it was trading sideways. So, you look at it, it's there could be some massive moves over there in the Hex ecosystem. So I didn't want to go on this morning without talking about that, because I bring you guys what I'm seeing. And we started to talk about this last week, and just kind of like talked about it for a minute, but really didn't go too far into details with it. But look at PulseX on the week. This is the weekly chart. Just look at where that thing came in a week, right? And then look at where it's at over the month, right? Over the month, you're back up in here. You're looking at the monthly, the monthly chart over here. You're coming all the way back over here to even get to the levels that you were at. So this thing could be dangerous here in a second. So pay attention to that ecosystem. Selmo, you paying attention to this hex ecosystem? Because I know it's one that we've talked about a little bit, and it's it's moving. It's moving. It's definitely moving. But I'm looking for. Let's see here. Elgaran. Elgaran's another one that I think, if you're going to get into a lot of these ISO tokens, which I think are going to be the first movers. Elgaran's one sitting here at 28 cents. That's not too bad either. And if you look at it, it's kind of been hanging on. It's been hanging. It's been hanging, right? When you look at it, it's been pretty steady. It's just been steady Eddie. That's all it's been. No real swings up, no real swings down. Just kind of been steady. So we like what we're seeing over there in Elgaran as well. Okay, take a look. Take a look at the ecosystem. It could be moving with this comp. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with this hex and the hexagons at this conference that's coming up and what they got going on. So it's gonna be interesting to see. And interesting to see if that conference produces a pump for them. So definitely going to be interesting. But check out Sway, continuing to move up 4.1% on a day, continuing to make that move, continuing to steadily start to regain what it lost. But I guess the moral of the story here today is, guys, the real world tokenized assets are kind of where it's at right now. And if you look at OM and you look at Ondo, it kind of lets you know that that's where the money's flowing. That's where the money's flowing right now. Let's come over here. Let's look at our triple X's. Let's see what's going on the day. XLM down 3.2%, XRP down 0.8%, and XDC down 0.8%. XDC got hit really bad this weekend. It was up to about 11 cents before this weekend. Got back down to its 9-cent range. It wasn't 8 cents. It was at 8 cents 7, 8 cents 8 Sunday night. So definitely XDC is definitely at a entry level price. XRP $2.41. Hanging on, and that's what you wanted to do right now. XLM sitting at 31 cents right now. Not doing too bad. I didn't want to see it lose its 33-cent mark, but definitely comes down to 31 cents. We'll see what happens over the day with the big three here. You look at XDC in the hour, like I said, it's starting to come out of this hole up 1.5%. So and I do think, call me crazy, we'll talk about it, and we've talked about it here before. I think XRP is going to make a massive move. I think there's more gains to be had in XLM than there is in XRP, just strictly from a market cap standpoint. And we talk about that hamster wheel on what it takes to move a market cap, right? I think there's probably a little bit more gains to be made over here in XLM, but I think there's some massive gains to be made over here in XDC, just based on the same theory of market cap, right? And it's going to take less money to move this project than it's going to take to move XRP and XLM. So I think XDC is a strong play, for the bull market. It's going to be a strong play. So I like where the triple X's are right now. I think you got to own all three, right? I think going into this bull market, a lot of people say to me, what do I think about the bull market? Where do I think things are going to happen in the bull market? Where am I putting my money, right? I'm starting, you can start with the big three, XLM, XRP, XDC, and then I'm definitely going to be heavily invested in HBAR, definitely going to be heavily invested in SWE, definitely going to be heavily invested in Ondo, definitely going to be heavily invested in Elgaran. I'm going to be heavily invested in the United States-based tokens, and I'm also going to be heavily invested in anything that has to do with ISO 2022. I'm going to stake my bets there for the bull run, where the majority of my money is going to be for the top tokens, right? So when we look at meme coins, well, some of our lower market cap plays, you see they're all kind of all in the red on the hour, except for Miggles and Popcat over here. Miggles up 0.1%, which is basically even, and Popcat's up 1%. What they're doing on a day, a little bit about the same, actually. Not too bad. We talked about whiff, right? Where's the bottom for whiff, man? Where is whiff going to stop spiraling to the downside? Whiff is absolutely getting hammered out here, down to 65 cents right now. Where is the bottom? Where is that for whiff? Because whiff is really getting beat up right now. Bonk is underperforming the market as well. When you look at where Bonk is, sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 1 7. Bonk is really underperforming the market. So where I can tell you what happened with Bonk and whiff. I can tell you exactly what happened. When you come over here and you look at this on the Solana blockchain, right? Like I told you guys, like we tell you guys all the time, each blockchain has its flagship meme token, right? And that's going to be the one that goes. You look at Pepe's an Ethereum-based meme coin. That's his flagship right now. You look at Base right now. Brett's his flagship. I think it's going to be Miggles in the end, right? When you look at Solana, it used to be Bonk was its flagship meme token. Well, when the Trump token was launched over there on Solana, it sucked up all of that liquidity, a lot of that liquidity from these guys, right? It sucked it up from Bonk, and it sucked it up from whiff, and it brought it over here to the official Trump token, right? So now all the people that were sitting on Bonk and all the people that were sitting on whiff are now have moved their money. They've rotated their money over here to the official Trump token, and now they're just sitting on it at, sitting at $15.94. Now they're just sitting on that, and it's going to be hard for Bonk and whiff to make that big, huge recovery, because a lot of that people that were holding the floor for them guys are now sitting over here holding the floor for the official Trump token. So like I keep saying, there's only so much liquidity to go around. And when you start to lose liquidity like that off a blockchain, and everybody starts to filter into one particular project on your blockchain, it's going to be hard for everybody else to recover. And that's what's going on right now with the official Trump token. Like, it sucked a lot of that liquidity. It actually hurt them projects more than it helped it. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this project right here, the official Trump token. You guys know how I feel about it. I didn't think it was a good look for Trump, but it is what it is, and it's here, right? So we'll deal with it now. It's here, and it sucked the liquidity off of Solana and out of a lot of them chains. So it is what it is. It's just one of them things. It happened. Polygon sitting at 30 cents. We called 30 cents being the bottom of Polygon. Let's see if it can make this rally back to the upside, right? Fell down to 29 cents before it really started to make that last big move to the upside. Let's see if it can rally off of this 30-cent level. Crow, what a great entry for Crow at 9 cents. We've been on Crow for a minute. It's underperformed the market. Right now they need a catalyst. Right now they need something to really send it. They need something to really set this token apart from all of the rest and really send it. And which is one of the reasons why it got beat up pretty bad during this last pullback. But if you were looking for an entry into Crow, 9 cents is about your entry, because if you think it's going to go to $1, I think Crow's going to sit at a dollar mark in this bull run. I think it'll sit at $1, right? I think that's what it'll do. It's a 10x from here, right? It's 10x. So not bad when you're messing around in the top 50, right? To get a 10x out of the top 50, that's not bad. But I do think that this is your entry for Crow. You may get it down to 8 cents here if it continues to start to pull back. But if that's what you're waiting for, you may miss it as well. So you take your entry and DCA your way down in. But I do think that this is the spot for Crow, that you kind of want to get in if you're going to get in. Caspo, boy, what a fall from grace, right? 8 cents. Caspo was the hottest blockchain that was coming out. I was on it. I thought Caspo was going to blow. I thought Caspo was going to blow up. Do I think Caspa's dead? No, I don't think Caspa's dead. But I'm no longer thinking that Caspa is going to be a top 15 token, top 20 token. I think Sway came out and took that thunder away from them. And Caspa's struggling. It's definitely struggling. Will it recover? How far will it recover? I don't know, but it's definitely on the struggle bus right now. And I don't know. We'll see. A lot of hype was built up around Caspa, and it's not living up to the hype right now. It's not living, kind of like Kansas City, right? A lot of hype was built around Kansas City, and they didn't live up to the hype. Caspa's kind of in the same boat right now. It just didn't live up to the hype, and didn't do what it was supposed to do. And this is what happens when you launch a project and you don't do what you're supposed to do, or you don't have the volume that you expected to have when you're a blockchain. You don't have that volume. You don't have a reason for people to be over there. You don't have a reason for people to trade over there. Kronos is in the same situation. You run the risk of people selling off on you. People just aren't sitting on these projects with their money in there. They're just not sitting there chilling, right? People want to see action, right? They want to see action. All this sit, wait for years, that's a dead trading strategy right now, and as well as it should be. If you launch a blockchain and you launch something, then you should be able to come out and produce. And if you can't come out and produce, then time to move on. And it is what it is. No fucks given. No looking back. You can't produce. It's time to move on. And that's kind of where Caspa is right now. And Crow is kind of sitting there. It needs to do something. Quant's in at $87 right now. Who definitely an entry for Quant anytime it's under 100. And it's definitely getting hurt a little bit right now in this market. $87 and 21 cents. Definitely get hurt a little bit, but I think Quant anytime it's under 100, it's definitely probably a good go. So I like where Quant's at. And I trade a lot of Quant. I trade Quant on leverage up and down a lot, just because you can see that move. Anytime it goes below 100, it's going to come up back to 100. So if you just put that in there with some low leverage, usually 9 times out of 10, you're going to win. You never win them all, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to win. Virtual Protocol over there on base. I was high on Virtual. Still think it's going to do something, but boy, is it falling off over there right now. Falling backwards. So we'll see what that one does as well. And like I said, at the end of the day, if you can't produce, then we got to go. We got to go. We got to keep it moving. So we'll see what happens. Let's check, but watch out. This Ethereum thing, guys. Ethereum's gonna get hurt. These upgrades, they're too late. They're too late, guys. If they don't roll them out and they don't roll them out quick, they're gonna have problems. They're gonna have a lot of problems. The majority of their volume right now is coming through the ETFs. It's not coming through on-chain trading. So, which is one of the reasons why I think XRP has a chance to step up there and take that number 2 spot. A lot of that's not on-chain volume, and just remember that. Marbit's 514K right now, starting to make a little bit of a comeback. I know I got on the Marbit's community a little bit on Friday, but sometimes you just got to get on. Sometimes you just got to get on people a little bit. State your opinion. It's my opinion. Doesn't mean it's always factual. It just means that it's my opinion, right? And that was my opinion. And I will continue to state my opinion, and that was my opinion. And I can do that because this is because I can. Jasmine sitting at 2 cents too. Not too bad. Still, it's hanging on. What else do we got going on here? Because a lot of these low market caps, you notice the low market caps are getting pounded right now. It's it's because a lot of there's too many bargains in the top 100 to be playing around over here. Uh, to be doing any big playing around over here, let's say, I mean, you always want to have some meme coins in your portfolio, but not what you not where you want all your money. I can tell you that. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken. Thank you for logging in here, my opinion, brother. Thank you, brother. Uh, Marbit's community loves me, Ken. They love me, man. I love them too. You know, it is what it is, man. Sometimes you just gotta say it, right? Like kind of like Cat Williams. Sometimes you gotta say what everybody else is thinking, and you just gotta do what it. You gotta do what you do. There's my boy Scottish. Good morning, Scottish. You missed it, man. We were talking about OM for a while, man. I'm huge on OM. I know you are too, man. And that real world tokenized assets, OM and Ondo. Um, there's a reason why they didn't pull back as far as the rest of the market. That's kind of where it's at for this bull run right now. These real world tokenized assets, and OM and Ondo are definitely leading the way, man. And when it comes to real world tokenized assets, Davy isn't doing too bad either. Devi's not doing too bad either. It's holding $36 million market cap, so it's not doing too bad. Scottish, I'm big on OM and Ondo. With the partnerships that they all have, where they are, real world tokenized assets, all that stuff that's going on, OM and Ondo are going to lead the way. And you want real world tokenized assets in your portfolio going into this bull run. It's just kind of one of these things that are, when you look at it, it definitely is where the market's headed. It's where the market's headed. Would a steal an Arrow? Man, listen, I was buying Aerodrome Finance this weekend, like freaking crazy. Let me check on it this morning, because I didn't check on it this morning, but I was buying it at 80 cents. I was buying it at 90 cents. Let me see. Let's see where it's at. Actually, there it goes. I missed it. Actually, let me just come over here and grab it. If I could type this morning, be all right. $0.81. Yeah. See, I was buying it. I was crushing it at like 70 cents, crushing it at like up in the 70s, high 70s, 80s all weekend, man. I was buying the hell out of Aerodrome Finance. 7.2. Next stop for OM. I agree. I think 7.2 is a great prediction for OM. I think the real world tokenized assets are going to take off, man. And them are the two, right? Like when you look at real world tokenized assets from the standpoint of who's the leader, it's OM and it's Ondo. Why not buy the leaders, right? Why not buy the best in the business, right? Why play around with people that are just trying to do it? Why not get into the people that are already doing it and that already have the biggest partnerships? It makes sense, right? Makes sense. Yeah, but Arrow sitting at 81 cents right now. Who would have still, man? I was buying this. Listen, my average cost is like so low on Aerodrome. Like this project's gonna be a monster in the bull run. I think over there on the base chain, absolute monster. You know, a lot of people are starting to compete. A lot of people want to compete, I should say, but they can't. Uh, but they can't. You know, it is what it is. There's that one project over there on the base chain that I really like though. Trouble. It's that it's the one that's getting ready to launch the V4. And what I like about it is not so much a lot of the stuff that they're actually, putting out there right now with the staking platforms, liquidity platforms, things like that. Like I believe in that. And I do have some liquidity set up over there just because um, I am a liquidity provider. I do love the liquidity pools, but for me, it's more of like being able to swap and do longs and shorts over there on V4 when they launch that. I think that that's going to be a monster. And because when you come over here and you look, at the one platform that really allows you to do a lot of decentralized longs and shorts and really play the market is Hydro Liquid, right? Sitting at $23.58. Obviously, this one has its own layer one blockchain, so it's doing things a little different, right? It's really running off of fees, right? But if you were to look at the blockchain volume, it sits in the top 5, right? So my thought if Trouble can do on the base chain just half of what this can do, Trouble will absolutely be one of the biggest senders of the market. Legend. Get it, Junior. Get it, brother. But yeah, I mean, I really am looking for a platform that'll allow you to really leverage trade and stuff in a decentralized world. And a lot of people haven't been able to pull that off yet. And it'll allow you to, use your decentralized platform like a centralized exchange. A lot of people have tried. A lot of people have tried, and a lot of people have failed, right? Hydro Liquid is probably the best right now, except for it's limited in the countries you can use it in. But there's the Trouble one over there on base. We'll see. Like, it's one of these ones. It's a low market cap. To me, it's a low market cap gem. I'm in it. And I'm definitely gonna stay in it. But if they can pull that off and they can allow you to leverage trade and stuff like that over there, and do it all in a decentralized platform, it's gonna take off, man. I agree with that, Scottish. Though I think that's Sway's best decks. I think that's Sway's best decks. You buying more OM today? Yeah, I think. I think. I think when it comes to OM, I'm buying the dips. I'm buying the dips on OM, and I'm buying the dips on Ando without question. Not even a question. Scottish. Them two projects, every dip I'm buying on them. Glenn, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, brother? What's going on? We just talked about Marbits, Glenn. We just talked about Marbits. Uh, I like where Marbits is right now. Definitely needs to dig itself out, but I like I think it's starting to dig itself out now. I like where they're at. I like where they're at. So, but yeah, I'm definitely buying the dips on OM and Ando. Both projects, both projects. Building my positions for the bull run. Building my positions for the bull run, y'all. That's what we're doing. Building our positions for the bull run. Now is the time, baby. Now's the time. We gotta get out of here. Boy, gotta go do payroll. But yo, leave you guys with this, man. Build your positions for the bull run. Look at these top cryptos. Figure out what you think is gonna run this bull run. Me personally, you guys know where I am. My opinion is It's going to be real world tokenized assets. It's going to be ISO 2020, and then it's going to be the meme coins coming in after all that stuff is done pumping. Is where I really think is going to drive this bull run, along with AI, right? Along with some AI narratives. So, but I look at the AI narratives as kind of being meme coin narratives. I don't think anybody's really going to launch anything AI this bull run is really going to change the market from where it is right now. I don't think nobody's going to have anything that's going to be explosive enough to really change the market. So, you know, a lot of them will be meme coin driven. But them are the things that I think we're really going to drive the market this bull run. Real world tokenized assets, ISO 2020, and then some of your bigger meme coin plays, you know, after all of them are done running. So, you know, but that's me. That's DG's opinion. You may very well have another opinion. You may very well will be looking at something else, and that's cool too. But definitely, whatever it is that you're looking at, whatever it is that you're into, stack your bags right now. Right now is the time. Like, stack your bags. I'm not gonna sit here and say that this is the last pullback or anything like that, because a bunch of idiots have been saying that forever. You know, we are where we are, and we're gonna be where we're gonna be. Every time we wake up in the morning, we don't have any control over where the market is actually at. But, you know, what we can do is take advantage of these opportunities that are in front of our face. We buy this greed, we buy this fear, and we sell in this greed. And right now we're in fear, which currently tells you that it's buying season. And when you look at that total 3 chart, like we looked at this morning, you see that it started to trade sideways for 3 days, along with Bitcoin starting to trade sideways for 3 days. So when you guys look at this, man, something's about to happen, and this thing's about to take off. Got to lose some of this Bitcoin dominance, which means a lot of these altcoins have got to start pumping. People are going to start rotating that money. So be ready for that. Be prepared for that, guys, and know what you're in, know what you're holding. Stay true to what you're holding, and you know, it's gonna be a good day. Buy this fear. This is absolutely where we want. This is absolutely where you want to be right now. Is in fear, to build your bags. So build them bags up, yo, and pay attention to that Hex ecosystem. Like I said, Hex is up another 20.3% today. Pay attention. Something happening over there. There's something a little different happening over there right now. Even if you're not highly invested in it and you don't plan on using the Hex ecosystem at all, know where the money's going. And right now that ecosystem is starting to take off a little bit. So, you know, Hex is starting to do its thing. Elmo, good morning. Elmo says, fuck Hex. But, yo, at the end of the day, you know, Hex is running. And the people that were in Hex before are probably getting crushed right now because they bought at the top like some dummies. And then Richard Hart went to jail. But you know what? The people that are coming in right now are buying at the bottom, and they'll be able to ride that run up while everybody else is just trying to recoup their losses. So that's the exact position you guys want to be in. So with that, you guys have a great day, and I'll be back at you guys on Wednesday, and we'll be doing this all over again. Bye.